In Sin, Hamas hands over 3 Israeli hostages as Israel begins freeing dozens of Palestinians. Good evening. This is News at 7 on West Spring Television. My name is Tomilola Daniel. Nigeria's Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, says it has initiated maximum enforcement action against Kenya Airways for many consumer protection infractions. Among the infractions is the airline's refusal to tender an official apology, refund, and compensate a Nigerian traveler, Gloria Omishiri, within 48 hours. According to the NCAA, while the airline requested an extension of 1 hour after 48 hours elapsed, it failed to comply with the agency's determination. Disclosing this in a post on Saturday, Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of NCAA, Michael Achimugu, also noted that on Thursday, Kenya Airways failed to send in a compliance report about a scheduled flight that was delayed for 7 hours with no compensation for the passengers. Achimugu further disclosed that when the airline was confronted over the phone, its team claimed ignorance of the NCAA regulations. Talking security, kidnappers of a former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, retired General Maharazu Tisga, have demanded a 250 million naira ransom for his release. According to reports, the family of the victims was contacted last night by the kidnappers' ringleader and requested the said amount. The Tisga was kidnapped alongside several of the residents of Tisga village in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. It was gathered that the abduction occurred on Wednesday after the hoodlums armed with sophisticated weapons invaded the residence of the former NYSC Director General. Meanwhile, the Katsina State Police Command on Friday confirmed the abduction of retired General Tisga, stating that it was on top of the situation and was in collaboration with the relevant stakeholders and other security agencies in the state. In Edo State, operatives of the State Police Command have rescued the Onoge of Udoegware Friday Hiyizoje, a traditional ruler in Edo Central, who was kidnapped on the 3rd of February. The command's public relations officer, CSP Moses Yamu, said in a statement on Saturday in Bini, the state capital, that the rescue operation took place on Friday at about 6 p.m. It stated that the rescue was made possible through sustained police effort, supported by the Edo State government, vigilantes, hunters, and other well-meaning residents of the state. Yamu said the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Betty Otime, had vowed to rescue the kidnapped traditional ruler, and her team worked tirelessly to keep that promise. He said the command thanked the state government and attributed the success to the logistics support rendered by the governor, Monday Okwebulo. The Anambra State Police Command said its operatives attached to Abagana Divisional Headquarters in conjunction with the state vigilante operatives have arrested one Anthony Kisoso Chukwu Okafor over the death of his elder brother, Emmanuel Okafor. The 37-year-old Kusiso Chukwu hails from Adegbe village, Abagana in Njikoka local government area of the state. The arrest of the suspect was made known in a statement signed by the Anambra Police Command spokesperson Tochukwu Ikenga on Saturday. According to him, the suspect confessed to having engaged the victim in a fight over a heated argument about using foodstuff in the house. Ikenga added that the case has been transferred to the homicide section of the State Criminal Investigation Department, while Kusiso Chukwu will be charged to court on the conclusion of the investigation. Residents of Osun State have urged the State House of Assembly and the executive arm of government to introduce legislation that will address the escalating cost of house rent, unchecked proliferation of house agent, and exorbitant fees imposed on tenants. In this report by Joseph Atewe, the resident also complained that the fees have become a significant financial burden on them.
Many residents of Osun State are calling on the state government to address the soaring fees imposed by estate agents, which they say have made securing affordable accommodation increasingly difficult and stressful. This public outcry arises from dissatisfaction with the exorbitant fees demanded by house agents who are often accused of profiteering. Some residents even suggested that many of the agents are allegedly fraudsters exploiting vulnerable Nigerians under the guise of real estate dealings, while others accuse agents of inflating rent prices to earn higher commissions, further exacerbating the housing crisis. Mrs. Adelabu Abishola and Mr. Michael Omotosho, residents of Osogbo, explained their deal in the hands of house agents and why they want a quick intervention from the Osun State government.
It's not funny because they are too, let me say, callous. The price they ask is so ridiculous, especially when it comes to total package, caution fee, agency fee, blah, 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 things like that. So they are callous, selfish interests.
The house agent in this Osogbo, seriously, it has been a very, very, very terrible one. I will not lie to you because I could remember 2 years ago, it happened to me personally when I want to get a 2-bedroom apartment in front of Akin's brother, and I met like 3 agents. The first one told me 2-bedroom is 400,000, the total package is 650. I was like, 650 for total package, that's too much now. Just reduce this thing for me. Even if the house is not up to that amount that you call it, then I meet the second agent, which is the intermediary between the real agent itself.
On their part, the Youth Assembly of Nigeria, Osun State Chapter, through their majority leader, Honorable Alexandra Adeyeye, called on Osun State House of Assembly to immediately implement the housing regulation law and the establishment of a regulatory body to monitor and control the activities of house agents, which is getting out of hand. They further disclosed that if by the 17th of this month no meaningful action is taken, they will mobilize and lead a massive protest across all constituencies in the state. The majority leader also stated that the suffering of the people has reached a limit, hence the protests will be indefinite.
The protesting is that the agents, those people calling themselves estate agents in Osun State, majorly in Osogbo, they've been extorting people of charges. They are overcharging people even to the extent that the house owners are even complaining. Instead of them to have a particular amount of, like let's say a percentage of, if this house rent is 120,000 naira, normally maybe your charges will be 5% or 3%. We should be aware, and we've been laying emphasis on this for like 2 or 3 times. And recently we had the governor and the House of Assembly actually talk about the bill that they are going to do something to stop all these things. But ever since then, they've not actually implemented all they've talked about. So now we wrote another letter. We say to them to help us regularize all these issues that we are having with the agent. But ever since then, we didn't hear anything from them.
Earlier, we spoke to the National President Association of Professional Real Estate Managers, Mr. Babari Misalikon, who disclosed that the body is doing everything possible to wipe out fake agents by enforcing arrests. He said agents are only supposed to get 20% of the amount paid to landlord, as against what is currently practiced. He also called on the Osun State government to quickly implement the bill that will put an end to what he described as a disgrace.
The professional fee for the letting is 10% agreement and then 10% commission. Most of the agents has abused it. When you meet an agent, maybe you need a house of 300,000 naira or house of 200,000 naira. When you ask of the total package for the one of 200,000 naira, the agent may be asking you for 300 or 400, which is overcharging. And everybody knows that the percentage, the professional fees an agent is supposed to charge is 10% agreement and 10% commission, which is the professional fee for the 200,000 rent. The 10% is 20,000 naira. While the other one, which is agreement, is 20,000 naira, which is 240. But you will be see an agent that will be charging you 300,000, which is not good, is not fair. We have been fighting for it, being the president and then the other committees. We have disciplinary committee, which chaired by Mr. Emmanuel. We don't even allow that.
Mr. Lekon also blamed residents for being too desperate when searching for a house, hence falling in the wrong hands.
Very easy for prospective tenants to identify agent. Let's call it agent the way you will understand me. It's very easy. When you meet somebody, at least as you come in now, you can see my office, right? From there, you look up, you see the certificates. You as a prospective tenant, you first requested for my ID card. You request, when you meet an agent, you request for his ID card. Sir, please, I need 3-bedroom flat. Let me see your ID card. From there, when you enter his office, you look up. If you see certificate, you know that he is belong to one association. You understand? But a situation whereby maybe you are just moving along the road, you see somebody that call him or herself agent. You just speak with him. Please, I need also house. He couldn't take you to his office in order for you to see the necessary thing you're supposed to see in someone's office.
Some of the residents who spoke to disagreed with the president. They say it is not desperation from the people, but the selfish and wicked interests of the house agents that makes it difficult.
No, it's not their desperation. Because assuming you are going to a new town and you need an accommodation, you definitely need a house. So it's not desperation. It's selfish interest. That is what I'll classify it to.
Apart from the financial strain many residents experience, these agents' activities contribute to housing instability. Sometimes families are often forced to vacate homes they can no longer afford due to inflated costs imposed by agents, resulting in increased homelessness and stress. It is left to be seen how soon the Osun State government will intervene and put a lasting solution to this lingering problem that has cost many. Joseph Atewe, Western Spring Television News.
Moving to Lagos State, the government has signed a memorandum of understanding with construction company Suma Group for the development and construction of international airports around the Lekki-Epe axis. This was disclosed by the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in a statement on his X handle on Saturday. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the Lekki-Epe International Airport will facilitate travel and create new opportunities for businesses and residents throughout the state. He added that the groundbreaking initiative is an essential part of his administration's vision to improve connectivity in Lagos, stimulate economic growth, and draw in a global investment. Meanwhile, Lagos residents commuting along the Agbado-Onyigbo corridor can now enjoy improved rail services as the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority has announced an increase in the Red Line train service capacity. In a statement on its X handle on Saturday, Lamata revealed that the enhanced schedule will take effect from Monday, 10th February 2025, allowing for more frequent trips, particularly during peak hours. It's added that under the new schedule, the Red Line will operate 5 morning trips and 4 evening trips daily, bringing the total number of trips to 9 per day. The statement noted that this marks a significant improvement from the previous schedule, which offered only 2 morning trips from Agbado to Onyigbo. Lamata highlighted that the expansion aims to provide more commuting options for Lagosians while ensuring a seamless travel experience with minimal delays. Staying with Lagos State, the Waste Management Authority has arrested over 25 individuals for illegal dumping, including 6 vehicle owners who were caught using their vehicles to dispose of large volumes of waste. The State Commissioner for the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, disclosed this in a statement on his X handle, accompanied by videos on Saturday. Wahab disclosed that Loma's Managing Director, Muyiwa Gbadegeshi, had mobilized officials in response to a public complaint raised on social media regarding illegal dumping activities at Abati Primary School along Shasha Road in the Alimosho area of the state. He added that all the individuals arrested will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. In January, Loma officials arrested 50 individuals for improper waste disposal in the Iyano-Ipaja, Egbeda, Idimo area of the state. The Ministry of Labour and Employment has concluded a 2-day inspection of factories in Lagos State as part of the federal government's commitment to enforcing compliance with occupational safety, health standards, and labour laws. According to a statement by Patient Onubwa of the Press Department of the Ministry on Saturday, the team led by the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Nkeruka Onyeje Ocha, visited top companies including Cadbury PLC, Nestle PLC, and Guinness Nigeria PLC. The inspections aimed to assess workplace conditions, health and safety measures, and employee welfare provisions. Onyeje Ocha emphasized the importance of prioritizing the health, safety, and mental well-being of both employers and employees, highlighting its impact on productivity. The minister urged employers and employers to share responsibility for workplace safety, emphasizing the need for employers to provide necessary safety equipment, training, and conducive work environment. To politics, House of Representatives member representing Kaduna North Federal Constituency, Bello El-Rufai, has said he supports the probe of his father's administration, Nasir El-Rufai, by the state government, provided it is done with clear and unbiased intent. Bello stated this while reacting to the ongoing political rift between his father and Kaduna State Governor, Senator Uba Sani. While speaking in an interview, Bello El-Rufai said he was not happy seeing the two at odds, particularly if given the place they held in his life. The lawmaker, who expressed his pleasure over the discord between the two key political figures, however, said he was not in the position to intervene and reconcile them. El-Rufai has been at loggerheads with a successor who has previously considered as his political mentee. The factional national chairman of the New Nigeria People's Party, NPP, Agbo Major, says the party's recent convention in Lagos was legal and legitimate. On Tuesday, Major was elected as the national chairman of the NNPP at a convention which took place in Apapa, Lagos State. The convention was reportedly attended by delegates and officers of the party at national and state levels. However, prominent party figures, including the governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, and Rabiu Kwakwaso, former presidential candidate of the NNPP, were absent at the convention. Reacting to the development, Ajuji Ahmed, another factional national chairman, said the convention that produced a new national working committee for the party is illegal, adding that the NNPP remains under his leadership. But speaking at a press conference in Abuja on Saturday, a major said the convention provided the opportunity to ratify some of the decisions taken by the party, including the expulsion of the Wasiya group. It said the convention also ratified the expulsion of Kwankwaso and rejected the purported new logo of the party. There was tension in Ibori, the traditional headquarters of Ogoni land in Rivers State on Saturday, as a planned Congress to begin talks on the planned oil exploration resumption in the area ended abruptly. It will be recalled that President Bola Tinubu, at a meeting with some Ogoni leaders in Abuja over a fortnight ago, had urged them to return home to get the input of their people on the planned oil resumption in the area and come back to them. The meeting, scheduled to be held at the Peace and Freedom Center in Ibori, Kana local government area of Rivers State, saw an unexpected crowd of the Ogoni people from the 4 local government areas that make up Ogoni land, viz. Kana, Gokana, Tai, and Eleme. It was gathered that before the agreed time of 1 p.m., the hall was filled to the brim, while hundreds of other Ogoni people were outside, forcing the organizers to move outside the open field. Yes, the crowd swelled even as political leaders of the area, including the senator representing the Rivers Southeast, Barry Mpigo, the deputy national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Victor Giadom, a former president of the Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People, Ledum Binte, arrived at the venue. As the venue became tighter, the co-chairman of the Ogoni Dialogue Committee, a respected priest, Ignatius Kati, and Miti, quickly took turns to address the crowd on the purpose of the meeting, as directed by President Tinubu. Though the event, scheduled for 1 p.m., started around 2 p.m. in less than an hour, the event was over as the VIPs jumped into their vehicles and zoomed off, as the youth became angry over the arrangement, which was poorly organized. Immediately, tempers started flaring and some youth displayed placards with several inscriptions calling for transparency in the ongoing talks. You're watching news at 7 on West Spring Television. Still to come. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, records 41,336 suspected cases of diphtheria outbreak. We'll bring you more on this when we return. Please stay with us. Against Kenya Airways for many consumer protection infractions. House of Rep member representing Kaduna North Federal Constituency, Bill El-Rufai, said he supports the probe of his father's administration, Nasir El-Rufai, by the state government, provided it is done with clear and unbiased intent. There was tension in Buri, the traditional headquarters of Ogoni land in Rivers State, on Saturday as a planned Congress to begin talks on the planned oil exploration resumption in the area ended abruptly. On the foreign scene, Hamas today handed over 3 Israeli hostages whose gaunt appearance shocked Israelis, while Israel began freeing dozens of Palestinians in the latest stage of a ceasefire aimed at ending the 15-month war in Gaza. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has said the country continues to grapple with a diphtheria outbreak. NCDC, via its official website on Saturday, reported that a total of 41,336 suspected diphtheria cases had been recorded across 36 states and the FCT. The cases were reported from 350 local government areas between epidemiological week 19, 2022 and epidemiological week 4, 2025. According to NCDC's latest data, 24,846 cases were confirmed, while 7,769 were discarded. The agency noted that the outbreak is concentrated in a few states, with Kano leading with 23,784 suspected cases, followed by Yobe with 5,302, Katsina recording 3,708, Bauchi 3,066, Borno 2,902, Kaduna 777, and Jigawa with 364 cases. NCDC reported that the outbreak has resulted in 1,262 deaths, reflecting a case fatality rate of 5.1% among confirmed cases. A chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, has conferred a posthumous award of bravery on a slain officer of the commission, Assistant Superintendent Aminu Shahabi. Shahabi was killed in cold blood in Oka, the Anambra State capital, on January 17, 2025, while on an official assignment to apprehend suspected internet fraudsters. A statement on Saturday by the Commission spokesman, Dele Oyiwale, said Olukoyede disclosed this in Sokoto when he paid a condolence visit to the family of the late officer. Oyiwale said the EFCC boss then conferred a posthumous award of bravery to the late officer and a condolence letter on behalf of the EFCC and the federal government of Nigeria to the family. Responding on behalf of the late officer's family, Justice Muhammad